Hello everyone. Today's session is about the new web browser interface for 2016. So we are in January. So let's take a look at what we have for the new web browser interface. So the first thing we're going to go over is the end user interface, the web-based file manager. So you have the toolbar there. You can click around to see what each button is used for. And you can switch between the list view or the icon view, and you can toggle on and off the side panel and for the information panel and the action panel. You can also change the color theme to a specific color you like, and there are 12 different themes you can use. And for year 2016, one of the most and exciting new feature is the integration of a web-based Office file editor. As you can see here, we can edit and modify Word document without leaving the web browser interface. So you can do everything from one single web browser and without installing any local applications. But let's say if you are running on your own PC and you do have local applications, and that will come in handy as well. So you maybe also prefer to edit files from your own PCs where all the applications are available. So now we just right-click a Word document in a web browser and then using a local copy of the Word to make the modification. So after we click the Save button, the very small agent detects the change to the file, and then a little bit later, the file will be uploaded back into the account. So now we just demonstrated you can modify files, Word documents in two different ways. The first way is you can do it directly from within the web browser. Then the second way is you can right click and then leverage a local application to modify the file. Because as it is now, there are more local applications than the web applications. So for specific web application or for specific local application, if you don't, if it's not available on the web, then you can use the local app to modify. So now we just showed that the local modification and web editing can happen at different times and help each other out as complementary ways to modify a document from the web browser interface directly. So there are different components on the web portal you can explore. So if you were an administrator, you are going to see more management interface, such as the tenant administration or the organization administration. A tenant is like a client or a organization, a company. So the first thing you will notice is the management interface is quite responsive, right? So there were 4 tiles, and then now it becomes, instead of 4x1, now it can become 2x2 based on the width of the screen and the width of the web browser it occupies. And you can see all the editing UI and also the header portion of the user interface is responsive. So everything is responsive as part of the Web 2016 design. And you can see the user manager also has the icon view and also the list view to make it more appealing, to the users and make it more beautiful and easier to use. As always, the group policy and the fine control, enterprise grade control that you can have for the file sync and share solution here. You can see many options you can set for the group policy, and it's broken into different sections, like the security section, the control section, right? So what you need is security and control, right? You want to have a file sync and share solution that's under your control. So security and control is a big part of it. And the reporting also get a new design. So you can see the reporting is very, very responsive now, right? You can see the pie chart and hover it over, and you can see different portions of it. So that's reporting. Audit trace, file change log, and the Active Directory settings. If you had been following the CentreStack web interface, you can see almost every year, every half a year, it will get a facelifting to make sure we are on track to the most modern and state-of-the-art design. As you can see there, now we are at the cluster administration, which is the highest level of administration in the web browser interface. So if you are not the cluster administrator, you are not going to see this user interface. So now we are at the cluster branding. So it's a file sync and share solution for managed service providers and for big enterprises. So they pretty much all wanted to brand the solution into their own names. So there are many branding options you can have. And so here's the cluster administrator interface. It's very responsive and it has a lot of the options you can set, and the branding is getting better. So with that said, let's also cover the mobile web browser interface. There are mobile apps, native apps, that's fine. But let's say if you are just accessing the web browser interface from your iPad or iPhone, you know sometimes you want to just have a quick access to get to see one or two of the files without installing the native app, the overhead. So here is the mobile web browser interface without installing any of the native apps. So you can see the paradigm is kind of like the swiping left, swiping right kind of paradigm. So it's very similar to the mobile paradigm. So you can have the mobile interface. Thank you very much. This is for 2016. Bye.